All right. I'll call the meeting to order. Tracy, will you call roll call?
Commissioner Wire?
Here.
Commissioner Shaw?
Here.
Commissioner Fell?
Here.
Commissioner Waldner?
Here.
Mayor Denner?
Here. We have the agenda in front of us. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Get those, Tracy. Okay. Will you take roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Wire?
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw?
Aye.
Commissioner Fell?
Aye.
Commissioner Waldner?
Aye.
Mayor Denner?
Aye. We will move down into appearances and acknowledgement. We'll have Tracy discuss item number 1 to us. It's acknowledge retail on-sale liquor license transfer application and set data hearing of October 5th. Kyle Ackerman, Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge, to Par 4 Tavern LLC / Par 4 Tavern.
Thank you. This is a simple liquor license transfer, and then we'll finish out the remainder of the year, and then they will re-up at the start of the year. They will be here at the hearing on October 5th.
Do I have a motion to acknowledge the retail on-sale liquor license transfer application and set data hearing of October 5th? Kyle Ackerman, Sportsman Steakhouse and Lounge, to Par 4 Tavern LLC, Par 4 Tavern.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any further comments or discussion? Not hearing any. Will you take roll call vote?
Commissioner Wire?
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw?
Aye.
Commissioner Waldner?
Aye.
Commissioner Fell?
Aye.
Mayor Denner?
Aye. We'll move down into consent calendar. Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved. Second.
Any further comments or discussion? Not hearing any. Tracy, will you take roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Wire?
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw?
Aye.
Commissioner Waldner?
Aye.
Commissioner Fell?
Aye.
Mayor Denner?
Aye. Seeing nothing under unfinished business, we'll move down into new business. Item number 1 is, I'll start it off, and if Commissioner Shaw wants to add anything, but authorize the mayor to sign agreement Teamsters Local Union number 120, 2021 Employees Bargaining Unit. We did receive this. Jen and Lexi did the upgrades and the step in scale. As you can see, we looked over this. I looked over it. Jen looked over it. I think Tracy even looked over it. We look like everything's in order on that. Did you have anything to add?
I appreciate the cooperation as we went through that process. It was smooth and went very well. So I think everybody walks away and gains something out of it. So
It did look like Jen had one change on it. It's a date, so she signed it and initialed it, so, or changed it and initialed it on Article 41. So do I have a motion to authorize the mayor to sign agreement Teamster Local Union number 120, 2021 Employee Bargaining Unit?
so moved.
Second.
Is there any further comments or discussion? Not hearing any, we will take roll call vote. Tracy, please.
Commissioner Wire?
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw?
Aye.
Commissioner Waldner? Commissioner Phil,
Aye.
Mayor Denner.
Aye. Item 2 is Brett. Authorize the mayor to sign proposal compliance service, Inc. Stack testing service at Gen Plant.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of the commission, every 3 years we have to do a compliance test for our emissions at the generation plant. As we did in 2017, we were working to co-op with the city of Fort Pierre, who has another generation plant. Between the two of us, we represent 1 week's worth of work for the testing team, and we can share the mobilization and save some costs on it. And this proposal is identical as far as that, what I just described to you is what we did in 2017, and then we've saved ourselves about $750 each on mobilization by doing it that way. So it was something that works out pretty good. And compliance services, I solicited 4 requests for bids, and I got 2 back. I even extended it a week and asked for the other 2 to reply again, and they said they would, and then I never got anything back. So this was the lowest of the 2 that I got. And what it comes out to is for the city of Madison to be $8,125, and the city of Fort Pierre would be $5,175. They will have to concur with this, and I would make the approval contingent upon the city of Fort Pierre concurring with this proposal. And they're taking it up tonight, I believe.
Okay. Do I have a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the proposal compliance service, Inc. stack testing service at the Gen Plant on the continuing upon the city of Fort Pierre agreeing to it and in the amount of $8,125.
So moved.
Second.
You said you had, Brett, you said you had more than one company. Were they going to do the same thing as these guys?
Yes, it was a company that actually did it for us 3 years ago,
Okay.
and their price came in at $15,500.
Okay. Were they going to work with Fort Pierre
Yes.
too? Okay.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we did last year. There was a company that, it was AET was the other respondent, and they did it for us 3 years ago, and they came here, spent 3 days in Madison, spent a half a day travel, and then a day and a half in Fort Pierre to do their 3 engines, and then moved back to Minnesota, and it worked out really well for them. They thought it was a good deal, so we thought we'd try it again. They were a little bit higher this time than Compliance Services.
Thank you. Any other comment, discussion? Not hearing any. Tracy, you want to take roll call?
Commissioner Wire,
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw,
Aye.
Commissioner Waldner. Aye. Commissioner Phil,
Aye.
Mayor Denner.
Aye. Thank you, Brett. Item 3. Mike, if you want to come up to the mic here, discuss park board recommendation of Cyber State lot. Fill us in with what,
So we've been discussing the Cyber State Edition, the purchase of the Lot 2 up in the Cyber Estates, adjacent property to the park that currently the property is, or property that the city has obtained through the development from Mr. Nielsen. The park board voted unanimously to not purchase the lot in 2022 and to revisit the purchase of the lot in 2023. So we'll revisit it next summer to budget for it in next summer.
you mean 2021?
2021, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So 2021, they don't want to purchase it in 2021, and in 2022, they'll revisit it. So we'll have to talk about it next summer to see if we want to put it in the budget. It is currently in our budget for this year. The purchase it, because we were discussing this prior to park board meeting, we can just let it roll over till and leave it right in the park acquisition account and just not spend the money if the commission decides that they would like to do that.
Can I talk now?
Yeah,
I would prefer, and this is just my stance on it, I would prefer to leave it in the budget. We can't project out how many homes are gonna be built. If they build 20 homes and there's 30 new kids up in that neighborhood, I would hate for us to take it out of a budget, because then we have to do another first read of the budget. I would prefer it just stays in the budget, and we'll just kind of roll the dice and see where we're at 6-8 months from now, so.
and I did talk to Jen, and she preferred it stay in the
Yeah.
budget. What I gathered at the park board meeting too, that their concerns was how fast are these going to sell? I mean, if next spring,
Yep.
you have 15, 20 of them,
Yep.
they would be all right to pull the trigger, and we have it in the budget, so.
I think it's a valid concern, obviously, you know, we sit there where there's 5 houses built in the next 5 years, but, you know, all of a sudden that takes off, we want to make sure that we also take care of the families that are up there as well. So.
Mike, did I get the impression right at that lot would not be used for like a parking lot? It would not be?
No, it wouldn't be a parking lot. It'd probably be just a section of street that everybody could park along, and so they're not parked in front of a residence. I mean, that's the preliminary,
Right.
I mean, there's not but there wouldn't probably be a parking lot due to,
Like a path?
what's that?
Will it be like a path back to it?
Yeah, well, we might move the playground even farther closer to the street,
Sure.
like kind of like Totland Park and stuff. Everybody parks along the street there, but it's early development stages. If we decide not to buy the lot, then we're gonna have to have a path that runs at least 75 feet off the street back to the existing park. There is I think it's a 40-foot easement right now.
Being this was only a discussion, there is no action that needs to be taken.
I appreciate, and I like to hear what the park board has to think on things, but I think we have to look long-term when it comes into some of these situations that, unfortunately, the buck stops with the 5 of us, and if we feel like it needs to go in, then we'll pursue that avenue. I just think right now we have to look at how fast those lots truly sell. So.
Okay. We'll move on to item 4. This one's for
Thanks,
Mike. This one's for Mike also. Discuss new fence at the swimming pool park.
So the park board in 2019 suggested that we replace the the fence from basically Highland Avenue to Olive Street, which would be just behind the residence that's on Olive Street. That runs along Northwest 2nd Street, the chain link fence on the south. After lengthy discussion, we decided, and we budgeted for it last year, so I'm asking for permission to move forward with purchasing the material in 2020 with the possibility of, depending on weather, of it being installed in the fall of 2020 or the spring of 2021. The cost of the fencing material is $3,082.54.
Can it be expense out of this budget?
Yeah, and it's coming out of my normal line item budget, so.
I'll make a motion that we purchase a residential chain link fence. The material number is 68501 for the sum of $3,082.54.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Couple other things. You're still planning on moving that closer to the sidewalk?
Correct. There will be a discussion about moving the fence farther off the streets for number one reason, so cars don't have, or is apt to run into it and damage it. And number two, it'll help with our mowers in between on the boulevard to give them some more space. And number three, then we can take that snow and put it over from the street. We can plow that street to the north or to the south, so that it'll help with snow removal for a certain amount of time until it gets full of snow.
Because the sidewalk's inside, right?
Correct. And the fences basically helps funnel the kids to certain crossing spots. I'm not going to say that not every kid don't jump the fence and go to, but it helps them with when they're on bicycles and etc. So it helps them funnel them to the crosswalk so people can kind of know where they're going to cross also.
Standard chain link, not a privacy.
No, it's just a standard galvanized 11 gauge residential, 48-inch high with 2 3/8 in fence posts with fittings.
And that's what Michael's recommended.
They gave us two different bids. They gave us a residential fencing and a commercial grade, and there's a difference of about $1,400, $1,500.
9 gauge versus 11.
Yeah, correct. The residential is 11 gauge, and the commercial is 9 gauge, and the posts for residential are 2 3/8, and for commercial are 2 7/8.
What do we have at like the ballparks and other parks?
We have 9 gauge commercial grade.
What is there now? Do you know?
I'm not sure what it is even. Old. So,
Yep.
How long has it been there?
ever since I can remember. Commissioner Phil, did you put it in?
Mm-mm.
So
It was there when I,
50 years? I don't know. But there's been certain sections that have been replaced because of cars hitting it. But I am adamantly, if we put this new fence in, if a car hits it, we are going to collect the insurance money from them, and the fence company can come fix it on the vehicle's insurance or the vehicle's expense, driver's expense, because we're not going to straighten poles back out for them and try to fix it. They can pay to have it fixed if they're going to do.
Completely agree. It's not your responsibility to fix up somebody else's accident.
Correct.
Okay, any further comments or discussion?
Mr. Mayor, did somebody second that? I didn't get that.
I seconded it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Not, Tracy, you want to take roll call?
Commissioner Wire?
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw?
Aye.
Commissioner Wallner?
Aye.
Commissioner Phil?
aye.
Mayor Denner?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
I don't even know what year
Update on COVID-19, anything in your world?
We had our first positive in high school today, so, and obviously our active cases continue to rise. They were down and now they're going right back up, so it continues, and obviously it's probably going to get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. So,
Any talk, like, I know Chamberlain?
yeah,
Chamberlain went Pier?
Fort Pier, yep, I've switched online and canceled events, and so
We're still chugging along?
we're still chugging along,
Okay,
which is good.
yep.
So
Remember to wear your mask,
keep wearing
please.
masks, please.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do we have anybody for public comment? I don't think so unless Gary's here for public.
You're good.
Okay. Any announcements?
Did we fix the highway out there, going out of town on the old
Which?
34? Did we do blacktop out there?
Out here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
On the north side only.
Yep, and thank you, because that, if you get further down, it's horrible, but what we have done has been really good, so thank you to the crew for doing
The
that.
street department did it, so
Yep,
thanks,
you.
Gary.
And I think the street department also went and took care of Mr. Mullins' back driveway. I seen there was blacktop there, it looks very nice,
Yep, I
so,
drove by it the other day on the bus, it looked good.
yep.
That's why it's fenced off today, down in that area.
No, it's fenced off because I think they're replacing the
Asphalt.
asphalt.
Or they can pull that,
Project.
pull that whole floor up through the whole run up there,
Yeah, where, yeah,
where they just poured it all.
yeah. Okay,
Can I
any
make
other?
one announcement?
Yes,
Manitou gave us another skid loader, or just letting us borrow another skid loader for mowing the creeks and stuff, et cetera. So I just want to give a shout out to Manitou's actually loaned us 2 track loaders right now. So one of them is cleaning the creek, and the other one is mowing the tall weeds and stuff where we couldn't get. So it's a great thing to have, and we really appreciate Manitou doing that.
We should probably get that in minutes.
Yep.
At no cost to us, Mike.
No cost.
And that's probably important that we send them a thank you and especially publicly put that out there.
yes.
Are you still east of the highway? East of Montgomery's and stuff?
I mowed east of Montgomery's in the flat spot that is up to the Boyko's property line, and now I'm headed west, like towards South Hart and Egan, down there in that area. And then we mowed a section on South Highland today just to make sure that the mower was going to work and everything because we were close to the shop. But we mowed the road ditch on South Highland, like where the creek comes through.
Because there was a resident on South Union was wondering if we was gonna take care of them small trees. And I said I'd mention it.
We will take care of every small tree that's less than 3 inches in diameter when we get there. We're gonna work our way all the way through town with that mower.
Okay.
And that's what you wanted in the budget purchase, Mike?
Yes, that's what is in the, actually, the loader that we picked up today is what we budgeted for to purchase next year in budget with the same mower. So I encourage people to stop out and take a watch with the commission to watch it run down by the creek.
From a safe distance.
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to thank Manitou for letting us use those 2 pieces of equipment. All right, next is exec session. Do I have a motion to go into exec session?
So moved.
Second?
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. You too.
Yep.